So if you recall the power of a product rule for exponents, if you have a product raised to a power, then each factor of that product gets that power. We also had talked about how you can take the product of two factors with the same denominator in the exponent and combine those into a product raised to that common exponent. And so this actually does work for radicals because remember, the fractional exponents are really just radicals. So the product rule for radicals states that if you have two radicals with the same index, then you can combine the product of the factors under the same radical with that index. Okay. So let's look at some examples. Use the product rule to multiply. For a, the square root of 2 times the square root of 7. They're both square roots. They have the same index, so we can put the factors under the same radical with that index. And 2 times 7, there's no square root because there's only one factor of each of those. So that means they stay together under that radical. So the square root of 14 would be the simplified product. For b, we have the square root of 17 times the square root of y, so they are same index here, square root. I can put them under the square root with one radical. And I can't simplify that because there's single factors. So square root of 17y stays, and that's as simple as it gets. For c, we have the cubed root times a cubed root, so I can put them under the same radical with the cube root, 2 times 32. And I'm going to break those down so that I can simplify. So I want 32. I'm going to use a different color here. I want this to be prime factors. So 32 is actually 5 2's. Okay. So why do I want to do that? Because I'm going to take a cubed root of 2 and actually another cubed root of 2. So that is what number times itself 3 times? It's going to be 4. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Right? So if I had multiplied that cubed root of 64, we know that's 4 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. For d then, I've got 4th root times a 4th root, so I'm going to put them under the same 4th root, 6 times 3x squared. And, well, even if they made that 3 times 2, I only have 2 factors of 3 and 2 factors of x and 1 factor of 2. So I don't have 4 factors of anything. That means these are going to stay. So 6 times 3 is 18 times x squared. That's as simple as that gets. For e, they're both square roots. So I'm going to put them under the same square root. 3 over x times y over 2. I can multiply numerators, multiply denominators, see if they simplify, and see if I have any roots, which means I need 2 factors, and I don't have it. So that is as simple as that gets.